So I've been getting lots of comments lately on my YouTube videos talking about things like, hey, is there a way to play this without bar chords? Or how are you playing this bar chord? Or, oh man, I want to play this song really bad, but I can't play bar chords yet. Having trouble with bar chords is a very, very common thing. They're some of the hardest chords to play and everybody has trouble with them, including me. So I thought I'd make a little video about a few myths that are associated with bar chords. A little disclosure, this isn't coming from a hypocritical place. I had a lot of trouble whenever I was first learning how to play bar chords, and it took me years to get them down. And what I'm sharing with you guys is a few things that I wish people would have told me when I was trying to learn them. And so don't take this as me being like, oh, you're a wimp, just man up and do it. Take this as these are some things that I wish I knew when I was learning them. Alright, myth number one. You have to play for years before you can really get bar chords down. This is a really common misconception that people think that, oh, well, I have to play for a year or 2 years or 3 years before I can really get down bar chords. That's not true. It did take me a few years to get down bar chords, but that was because I was not motivated enough to do it. Bar chords are just like any other chord. They're just a little bit tougher, but you just gotta practice a little bit extra and build up your finger strength a little bit extra, and that does take some time and it does take some practice, but it's all about how much work you put into it. Myth number two, you have to have big ol' hands and big long fingers to be able to play bar chords. I get this from a lot of my in-person students, which you guys might not be able to tell over YouTube, but I'm a pretty tall, pretty big guy. I'm 6'7" and I've got huge hands. I would be, if I wasn't a guitar player, I would be a basketball player for sure. So I get a lot of my students, especially my younger students, telling me that, you know, oh, like you make it so easy and you make it seem so easy because you got these huge hands. And it makes it easier for people with huge hands to play the bar chords. While it is true that that does have some advantages and people with bigger hands tend to maybe have a little bit of an easier time, it is not necessarily always true. I have a about 55-year-old student, and he's got some big old hands just kind of like mine, and he struggles with bar chords. I also have a second grade little girl student who has tiny little dainty petite hands, and she is already starting on bar chords and is doing very well. So not having big hands is no excuse for not practicing and really working hard to get down those bar chords. Myth number three, and the last one I have for you guys today, is that you can avoid bar chords forever. You really can't. You can always say, oh, well, you know, there's always going to be a way to transpose and slap a capo on there and avoid the bar chords and just slap a capo or do a different tuning or something like that. It's not going to work. You're going to run into situations where you're going to need bar chords, you're going to need a B minor, you're going to need an F, you're going to need this, that, or the other, and you're not going to be able to do it because you don't have the bar chords or you haven't put the work into just practicing those bar chords. And yeah, you can kind of skirt around it for a little while, but once you learn those bar chords, once you put the time into really getting those down, then it opens up this just whole new world that you can play. You can play all these new songs that you could never play before. You don't have to do these dumb transposing things and slapping capos on all the time and asking your friends, hey, what could I do instead of playing this, or you know, what can I do instead of playing this B minor here or whatever. It just opens up a whole new world. So yeah, you really can't avoid them forever. If you want to get serious about guitar, you got to get serious about it and put the time into it, and that's just what it boils down to. These bar chords, that's all they do, is they take a little bit of time, they take a little bit extra practice, but they're just like all your other chords, just slightly more difficult. You just got to put the time in, and as soon as you put the time in, they're so rewarding to have in your repertoire of what you can play on guitar. It just opens up all kinds of doors. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I've been getting a lot of questions about these bar chords and a lot of like, oh man, how do I play this? I can't do bar chords, or oh man, like can you tell me where to put my capo so I don't have to play bar chords with this? And totally understand where you guys are coming from on that, but I definitely want to encourage you guys to take the steps, take the time to practice it, work on your finger strength, and build up and use those bar chords, because once you can get those, it's so rewarding and so worth it. So if you guys have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. I usually am pretty quick getting back to them, and I'm always down to help you guys. That's what I do these for. So thanks so much, guys, and I'll speak with you very soon. Thanks.